піцу росіянам в гарячому вигляді, свіженьку. Вони люблять гостре. Ось як вона виглядає.
Damage from a Ukrainian strike on Russia's Kushchevskaya airbase is visible in new high-resolution satellite imagery. This site is more than 200 kilometers from the front line in Ukraine. The conditions for the Ukrainian defenders on the front in terms of air attacks this year have clearly deteriorated compared to 2022 to 2023. For one thing, Russia has now massively increased the number of kamikaze drones that attack frequently. But above all, it is about aerial bombing. So far this year, over 3,500 aerial bombings have been recorded this year according to the BBC. It is already more than for the whole of 2023. The Russians use bombs in the size of 500, 1,000 or 1,500 kilograms. The latter is so powerful that you take damage from the pressure wave as much as 150 to 200 meters away if you is not well protected. Russia has begun to modernize these bombs, which have otherwise been regarded as downright dumb bombs that have been produced ever since the Second World War and have only been stockpiled in order to bomb indiscriminately without precision in a future war. Now these old bombs have started to be rebuilt into more smart bombs that with GPS antenna and laser guidance system and altimeter can still attack a target with some precision. They now call this UMPK. You can't call it a precision weapon, but you can fire the guided bomb from 7 miles away and it will hit reasonably well. This is done from Su-34 or Su-35 planes. The important point here is precisely that it can be fired from such a long distance, which means that handheld Ukrainian anti-aircraft such as Igla or Stinger are no chance of reaching the weapon bearer. Likewise, the Soviet anti-aircraft systems do not reach. The Patriot air defense systems, on the other hand, can reach and hit these bombers, as we saw in the spring when 15 planes were shot down. The problem with this is that Ukraine simply does not have enough Patriot system to both keep chasing Russian bombers and at the same time protect Ukrainian cities and military and less military objects in the form of, for example, infrastructure. The second solution to reduce or even stop the Russian bombing campaign against Ukrainian front positions is to hit repeatedly and hard against the Russian air bases from which the bombers originate, and if not simply destroy them, then in any case destroy the infrastructure around them and create such a threat image against them in such difficult working conditions that they are forced to move their base further into Russia, which in itself makes it more difficult for them to conduct an active bombing campaign. Ukraine does this in part already, and also by attacking refineries that manufacture jet fuel. But it is not about the massive and recurring drone attacks on the air bases themselves that could have put them out of business. Perhaps the resources for this do not exist. The map shows the Russian air bases that were mainly used for basing Russian tactical bombers. Of course, these bases also have much better anti-aircraft defenses than many other potential targets. The third possible solution is for Ukraine to get F-16 or Gripen planes that can protect the airspace and fight the Russian bombers and drive them away. Special recipes for special guests. Ukrainian border guards treat Russian occupiers to specially prepared pizza in Kherson. From the State Border Guard Service of Ukraine. Taking a pause to smile coyly, U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin directly contradicted National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan's prior assertion on that the long-range ATACMS missiles supplied to Ukraine are only for use inside Ukraine's sovereign territory.
And I think the capability that Ukraine will have is a good capability. So it's up to them on how and when to use it, and our hopes are that they'll create some pretty good effects with that and other things.
I'm able to confirm, as you've heard from others, that in February the President directed his team to provide Ukraine with a significant number of ATACMS missiles for use inside Ukraine's sovereign territory.
Following the recent capture of Berdichi to the west of Avdiivka in eastern Ukraine by the Russia army, footage has now been released showing the successful capture and recovery of a Ukrainian M1A1SA Abrams main battle tank by Russian forces. The tank appears to have suffered significant damage to its treads and interior. A fleet of multiple missile launchers disguised as civilian trucks, cement trucks, poultry trucks, and tractors with missile launchers on parade are displayed in front of Kim Jong-un. This video is being actively spread by Russian Telegram channels. Are they going to adopt the experience?
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.